Welcome back. In this section, we're diving into one of the most important skills in process improvement, process mapping. Whether you're working in manufacturing, a call center, a hospital, or even just trying to organize how your team handles work, process mapping is the tool that helps you see what's actually happening. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to map any process. Let's get into it. Why map a process? Here's a classic problem in any organization. You ask 5 different people to describe the same process, and you get 5 completely different answers. One person thinks the process starts here, another thinks it starts there. Someone else doesn't even know there's a step in the middle. That's the blind man and the elephant problem. Everyone is touching a different part and thinking that's the whole picture. Process mapping solves this by giving everyone one common understanding of the entire process. From start to finish, no gaps, no assumptions. And here's the key idea behind it. Every process is a transformation. You take inputs, materials, data, requests, and through a series of steps, you transform them into an output that has value. That's true whether you're making a physical product on a factory floor or processing data in a back office team. In fact, the process map is quite useful in a service industry because when you go to the production floor, you cannot see the transformation that is happening. Common types of process maps. Now, not all process maps look the same. There are 4 main types you'll encounter in Lean and Six Sigma work. SIPOC, a high-level overview of your process. Flowchart, a step-by-step visual of what happens. Cross-functional flowchart, a flowchart that also shows who does each step. Value stream map, the most detailed map, showing time, waste, and value. We're going to walk through each one. Let's start with SIPOC. SIPOC stands for supplier, input, process, output, customer. It's the first map you build when starting a project because it gives you the 30,000-foot view of your process. Let's use a simple example, making coffee. Supplier, the coffee company that provides your materials. Input, coffee beans and water. Process, grind the beans, put them in the filter, place the filter in the brewer, brew the coffee. Output, a hot cup of coffee. Customer, you. See how simple and clear that is? SIPOC doesn't go into detail. It just answers the question, what is this process and who's involved on each end? Use SIPOC at the beginning of a project to align your team before you go deeper. Levels of process maps. Before we talk about flowcharts, let's talk about depth. Process maps come in 3 levels. Level 1 is the bird's eye view. Think big blocks, like job posting to candidate selection to job offer to onboarding. Simple, high level. Level 2 adds sub-steps. Under onboarding, you might see submit requirements, assign a buddy, activate badge, activate email, assign workstation, orientation. More detail, but still clean. Level 3 is the most detailed. This is where you add decision points, waiting time, rework loops, inspections, storage, everything that actually happens on the ground. You choose the level based on your purpose. If you're presenting to leadership, level 1 is enough. If you're trying to find waste and problems, you need level 3. Flowchart symbols. The flowchart is the most common type of process map, but to read and build one, you need to know the symbols. There are 5 key ones. Oval or rounded rectangle. This is the boundary. It marks where the process starts and ends. Rectangle. This is the operation. It represents an activity or task, something that changes an input. Arrow. This shows movement or transportation. Outputs moving from one step to the next. Small circle. This is a connector. Use it when your map gets too big to fit on one page. Diamond. This is the decision shape. A yes/no question that creates 2 different paths. Here's a real example. A COVID vaccination process. The person arrives, shows their ID, fills out a form, then the frontliner checks their blood pressure. Is it normal? If yes, move forward. If no, reschedule. Then the doctor checks fitness for vaccination. Another decision point. If fit, get the vaccine. If not, reschedule again. That's a flowchart in action. Simple, visual, and immediately clear. Cross-functional flowchart. Now the cross-functional flowchart, also called a deployment chart or a swim lane diagram, takes the regular flowchart and adds one critical layer. Who does what? Each person or department gets their own lane, or swim lane. The steps live inside the lane of whoever is responsible for them. In our vaccination example, you have 4 lanes: the person, the frontliner, the doctor, and the nurse. Each step sits in the lane of its owner. This is incredibly powerful when you're trying to find handoff problems. The moments where work passes from one person to another are often where delays and errors happen. If you ever need to improve a process that involves multiple teams, this is your go-to map. Value stream map. The value stream map, or VSM, is the most powerful and most complex of the 4 maps. It doesn't just show you the steps. It shows you the time each step takes, the wait time between steps, the information flow, and most importantly, where waste is hiding. Look at this payroll example. The map shows every step: receiving forms, inputting data, running payroll, validating, signing off, generating reports, reconciling, making adjustments. But see those yellow explosion shapes? Those are waste indicators. Things like validation steps that repeat because errors keep coming back. Manual processes that should be automated. Lack of standard input templates causing confusion. Excessive wait times due to dependency on customers. And in this hospital example, a patient arrives, goes through triage, registration, RN exam, doctor exam, lab orders, and discharge. The VSM shows that the total lead time is 165 minutes, but only 46 minutes of that is actual value-adding time. The rest is waste. That's why you build a value stream map. It makes the waste visible so you can eliminate it. Muda, Mura, Muri. And speaking of waste, in Lean there are 3 types to be aware of. Muda, waste. Unnecessary steps, overprocessing, defects. Mura, unevenness, inconsistent workloads or unpredictable flow. Muri, overburden, asking people or machines to do more than they reasonably can. When you're building your process maps, especially a value stream map, you're looking for all 3. The map makes them visible. Once you can see the problem, you can fix it. So to recap, process mapping is how you build a shared picture of how work actually gets done. Start with a SIPOC to get aligned on scope. Use a flowchart to document the steps. Add swim lanes to make a cross-functional chart when multiple roles are involved. And build a value stream map when you're ready to dig deep and eliminate waste. See you in the next section.